Alright guys, and welcome back for another edition of Nighttime. And joining us tonight we have Pugsley on the end.
G'day.
Jono's back.
I'm back, thank God.
Good to have you back. Yeah? How was the travelling?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be back home, Bart.
Yeah.
Good to be back on the show.
Good to have you back, mate.
Sorry about the result on the weekend, but it was good to have footy back.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
It is. And the crazy lady.
Hello.
Good to have you back as well. But Jono, you got a special hat on tonight?
Yes, we're sponsored by Harry Schnitzels. I love a good schnitzel. What's the best topper for a schnitzel, you guys reckon?
It's got to be...
I like my Hellman wrap.
The Hellman.
Can't go past that.
The Hellman's pretty good.
Yeah, the Hellman wrap. But Smita's is different to Crazy Lady. Smita's is you add beetroot and onion.
I'll go with the onion. I'm not a fan of beetroot.
Yes,
Yeah, I'll take
same.
the beetroot.
No.
And you got to add sour cream and sweet chili
I
sauce.
just want one of those now. Sounds so
I
good.
know.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, you get a spearmint or coffee thick shake.
Banana.
Spearmint, I go. It's not coffee.
Oh, mate, unbelievable. But while we're saying that off the top of the show is Harry's is opening up tomorrow, a brand new store at Toronto. So,
Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
yeah, it's Wednesday. Yes,
So
so
it'll
it
be
opened today. Yeah,
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 so
they
it'll
opened
be
today.
Yeah.
Opened as we speak, so make
Yes.
sure you get in
Yeah.
there.
So, yeah, jump in and, yeah, as you know, we hang out there quite frequently. We love the place. So,
Just down the road from me.
yeah, get in there and support them and have some good grub because totally recommend it. But
Why'd you look at me when you said grub?
Does
because we go there together.
does pineapple belong on a chicken palmy?
Oh no,
I prefer it on a pizza.
nah. I don't even think it belongs on a pizza, but I could have it. No,
I
come
know
on.
this is your show, but get out.
Are we
But-
food to critiquing again?
But I will have it on a hamburger.
Oh, that's good call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
pineapple.
No.
So I don't like it on
It's nice
pizza.
cold.
I mean, I will have it, but I won't order it on it. You know, if it's something, I'll have it. But a big ring of it on like a works burger, yeah, I can do that. But yeah, Harry's has burgers too. They're not just wraps. There's some burgers or just schnitzels and
Then
chips.
the loaded
and-
fries.
Oh, stop
With
it.
the schnitzel
I'm
on
getting
top.
hungry.
I reckon we need to do a show next week with some. 'Cause I'm
Yeah,
getting
I'll
hungry.
bring some Harry's in.
Sounds good. Anyway, joining us in the nighttime bar this week, we got was Floorboy Gary, but now it's Barboy Gary.
It's a bit hard to get used to with that, isn't it? Like, floor boy just sort of rolls off the tongue, but bar boy Gary.
So if you moved on from wiping up your tears to drowning your sorrows from last
Yeah,
year,
we'll go with... shut up. What I was thinking about is bar boy Berkey.
Barboy
Ooh,
Berkey. I reckon a certain bloke that'll be on a bit later across the ditch might like a Barboy. But anyway, yeah. So word in the bar this week, guys.
Well, it's about the HIA and sending them off when they're in Sydney and people are playing elsewhere. What's your thoughts on it?
Yes. Well, the independent doctor is sitting in a room or somewhere in Sydney, but the game's in Auckland. Like they need to be at the game.
Exactly.
I don't technically disagree with that. I reckon if if a doctor's always watching, it might be they've got certain things to look out for. Like if it's a certain head knock, like what happened with Frizzell, how he's got caught in that awkward position. They've got doctors like that, and that's a red flag. Get him off, get him checked.
Oh, I'm not. I just think the doctor should be at the game, and they're going, oh, but it costs money. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't cost money because you get a sponsor to sponsor that, and there's going to be a company out there that will want to put their name on the independent doctor.
Or you just get a local doctor from the city. Surely
That's right.
there's some doctor out there that doesn't
That's
watch
right.
sport.
So I'm not against having the independent doctor, I think that's the way the sport's gone, and it's going to stay, and it has to be that way. Playing welfare.
Prefer to have someone at the ground.
But you've got to have someone at the ground. That's right.
Neutral.
Yeah.
What I reckon is they should have the independent and have someone at the ground, and that way the independent can keep clicking over it, and then message him or ring him and say he needs to come off. Did you see it?
Well, they do, and I also think each home ground probably should have a video ref, not one in a box somewhere else as well. Each game, you know, whether it's up to the home teams to provide that, I'm not sure, but yeah, they need to have one at the game.
And also, like, it come at a very critical time on Friday night.
With Ponga.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but would we be saying the different story if it was a different team? Like, say if it was Mitchell Moses, for example, or
It could happen to anyone.
no, but I'm saying, like, are we gonna stick up a massive fuss if it's another team just because it's Kalen Pong and we're sticking up a fuss?
Well,
What if it was Cleary?
it happened to a couple of people. It wasn't just Ponga. It was
Victor Radley, what happened with him? I know he was bloody
one
really
of
wonky on his feet.
yeah, but one of the Canberra players got. But he had a groin injury.
Oh, I think it's different when, like, independent doctors call and say get him off. If you're wonky, yeah, no question, get him straight off. But if it's like,
But
he
if-
seems all right,
If the independent doctor's there, okay, this trainer's running out to check him. Why can't the doctor go as well? You know what I mean? And even if they go, okay, pull him to the side, off the sideline, so they're playing with 12 men, but the game keeps going. So the doctor's just checking him on the sideline. Yeah. No, you're right. Get back on. You know, but Ponga could have been off for 2 minutes. Could have come back on. I won't say could have changed the game because, well, no one will know that. But it's a possibility.
Well, 15 minutes to go, I think, when that happened. So, you know, he's off for 10, almost 15, I think it is. So he come back in the last minute when it was
40 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's right. The game was done and dusted.
So I think there needs to be one at the game, each game. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I was just reading today that an independent doctor can rule a player out of the match if they display more severe Category 1 HIA signs, which include lying motionless for more than 5 seconds, motor incoordination, balance disturbance, impact seizure, tonic posturing, lack of protective action in falling to the ground, i.e. floppy, blank, vacant look, or behavioural change.
So if that was around back in 2001, Nathan Highmarsh would have been on HIA every couple of minutes, flopping.
no.
Anyway. Sorry, guys.
I was going to say that's Mitch on a Saturday night, isn't it?
Oh, I think it is too.
Flopping.
The Minion.
Oh,
I think they're just being really pedantic now because of all the concussions that come out later in there.
Oh, then
Yeah, you don't want that something like that to bite you in the behind, like
No.
10 years down the track.
well, who's the James McManus case, the former Newcastle
Yeah.
Knights winger? I'm all for it, player protection and covering their butt, but I just think if we had an independent doctor at the game, it would be a better outcome and you wouldn't have these issues. But, yeah, that was my thoughts on that one.
Back in my day when I was playing, which was too long ago to remember.
Yeah, but back in your day when you're playing,
We used bare feet.
the medic back was a horse and cart.
That's it.
I was going to say, they say you get
Someone
injured.
with a red light in front of the horse.
I thought that back in your day, you were going to say rub some dirt on and get back out there.
That's right.
Actually.
Smelling salts.
But,
Pretty much
yeah,
it.
The first time I got concussion, my father pulled me straight off and put me in a vehicle, someone's car. The second time we were playing Woodbury at Woodbury. I played 3/4 of the game and can't remember any of it.
How hard was that ground at Woodbury back in the day?
Yep.
It's still hard now?
lately I ran into.
Like concrete, but too, wasn't it?
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, played the whole game. It was 3/4 of the game.
And that was
Can't
like
remember a thing.
at Talara there at Coronation Oval. Oh, that was concrete in the middle of that ground. But is that all from the
No, we've got another one.
that one?
It's on everybody's lips, of course, is the Roosters gap. A salary
Cap.
cap. Cap, sorry. Not gap. Well,
Yeah,
it's a-
well, you're right.
there's
They have
no
a big
gap.
gap.
There's a gap
We might
between
as well,
them and
mate,
every
yeah.
other team.
Exactly. That's what I was going for.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you picked that up.
Is there a cap?
No, there isn't.
No. Well,
It's a
what I will
sombrero.
say
That's what
is
we want to know. What cap?
you have a look at the top teams like Penrith, Melbourne.
Penrith's still on the top.
Well,
Sorry, Colin.
Anyway, well, you know what I mean. Like from the last
Well,
2
they've got the
years.
same point whatever.
Deficit?
Thank you. As the Riverworms, I believe.
No, we're -1, they're -4, I think.
Oh, no, I'll take it back.
Well, my point is, the top teams are losing like on an average 4 players a year to other teams. The Roosters aren't. They're gaining 4 a year.
Yeah,
So
who they get? Linu, Dom Young, which I'm still filthy about. Another subject for another day.
Yeah.
Who else? They got Matt Lodge last year.
Yeah. There was some more. I can't think. Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith. They brought back Connor Watson.
So
How are they doing this?
that's
My
right.
question.
And I don't buy, and I'll say it. I don't care. There's no kids tonight. The bullshit of they want to go for the culture there at the Roosters. That is a total load of shit because
The beaches are nice in Bondi.
I've heard that too.
But the thing is, you're only a player for so long, so they're going to go for the dollars. But you can't tell me that the Knights, okay, they offered, what was it, $2 million for 4 years or something like that for Dom Young? So how's the Roosters matching this with Spencer as well,
With cheese.
with Cheese and all this, and not offloading anyone? And the NRL needs to wake up to themselves because seriously, they just
Something's fishy. Well, but my question is again, say there's like, okay, the Roosters got this great culture, they've got all this. What if it's someone like the Warriors? Like, they were pinching all these players, would we care? It's just because it's the Roosters, it's the boys from Bondi.
I don't. It's a sore point with me. So then you get Penrith that work, for example, worked so hard for the last few years and spent so much money in the likes of Spencer and all this, bringing them through is a waste of money because the Roosters are going, thank you very much, you've done the hard work and now we'll take him. So why did we look at our salary cap? We couldn't even keep David Clemmer so we could get a halfback. We had to offload him.
And now you've had to get rid of Dom Young.
That's right. But you have a look at our lineup. No disrespect to our place because they're superstars in their own right. But you look at the calibre of our crew compared to the Roosters, and you go, okay, so he's on this much. It don't add up.
Like, you go position by position, like, you line them up, 1 to 17 or 1 to whatever the whole squad is, and you tick off which one's better, and no offence to the Knights, nearly every tick will go to the Roosters.
And they're worth more money, so it don't add up.
Doesn't make sense.
And then, to me, the people that are getting robbed is everyone, the fans. Because now Clem's left the club, now Dom Young's left the club, they're fan favourites at our club. So why are we paying hard-earned money to go sit our butts on the seat when the NRL are just not doing anything about it?
100% behind you there.
So that's my little rant for Word at the Bar.
That was it for this week. But yeah, I'm with you all the way.
What's the drink of the week, Gary?
Anything that comes out of these, mate, and out of our
Little Dragon's
here?
my little
Dragon?
your Little Dragons.
I
Your
like
hit?
it. Yeah, it's quite good. But yeah, they'll be empty soon. So if there's any sponsor out there that would like to fill the fridge,
Oak.
Oak.
Oh, of course you want to.
No, oak iced coffee. Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, no, I
Pass
must
on
admit. I reckon we should get a little, what do they call them, Bay Ray or whatever they are?
Bay Marie.
Bay Marie. Put on the side there and have Harry Schnitzels on the
Oh,
side there.
stop it now, you're talking.
We need a bigger bench.
We need a not longer show.
Yeah, a bigger podcast studio.
Anyway. We might take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. And it's time that we go across the ditch for the first time this year. And although probably we shouldn't do Zoom because he's got a head for radio, but come in, Scotty.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Very good.
That's what I said about me.
Yeah, good champion.
Look at him there, smiling like a Cheshire
I was
cat.
going to say I won't ask how you're going, but
I get that all the Broncos finale, but what's with that filthy jersey at the end, the one that's not Broncos?
The Queensland jersey.
Queensland.
Yeah. Yeah, what is with that?
Well, New Zealand's in Queensland, remember?
Is it?
That's what they say.
Is that what they say?
Queenstown, whatever it is.
Yeah, but that's nowhere near bloody.
I know, they say that anyway.
Anyway, mate. So how's the feeling over there in the across the ditch, having the footy back and actually putting one over us Knights?
Yeah. Well, I had a good weekend. I was very happy from the game on Friday night. Yeah. So I think a lot of the Warriors fans are stoked as well. But I mean, yeah, I don't think they're going to do too good. I mean, they still won, but I don't think they had a great game.
No, I wouldn't say that. Round one, Mitch Barnett had a blinder. I thought Mitch Barnett had a really good game.
Jackson Ford.
So
The other second row, he was pretty strong as well.
round one, and yeah, I mean you got over us, so give you the credit there.
Well, it's good to see live rugby league back in the great country of New Zealand, but unfortunately it wasn't in Auckland. What is it still? Oh, it's union season over there, isn't it?
Well, so apparently the Warriors are actually going all over the country this year. They're playing at I know there's a game in Napier this year, and there'll be a game in Christchurch, I'm sure. So yeah, it's good that they're sort of spreading their games out. I mean, they are called the New Zealand Warriors, so they sort of...
Yeah, no, good on them too, but
it's good to see live sport all over New Zealand now, I guess, because they haven't had.
Well, they don't really have a good record at their home base, so taking it around is probably not a bad thing.
I remember they did actually play. So I live in a city called New Plymouth, and back when it might have been like 2015 or 16, the Warriors came here and played against the Raiders. So that was pretty cool. I got to go to that game, the first NRL game here in New Plymouth. So that was cool. But our stadium, so that got built about 20 years ago before all the earthquakes, the big earthquakes happened, and they tested the stadiums and it wasn't really up to standard for earthquakes. So they've basically, there's been no rugby games or no any sort of sports there for a few years now. So they've had to redo it to make it all earthquake proof.
Is that the one at Christchurch, Scotty?
No. This is here in New Plymouth. So the stadium is fine. It never got anything happen to it with any of the earthquakes, but they're just sort of making sure it doesn't in the future. So they've rebuilt it, and that's taken them a few years to do that. So hopefully this year there'll be more games played there. So we've had All Black games there, and as I said, one NRL game there. And so hopefully the Warriors can come back in a few years' time and maybe even play the Broncos here. So I don't have to travel to go see them.
Very boring guy.
But no, I mean, like, obviously I'd like to see my Knights do well and then Penrith, but if any other team out of them, I'd like to see the Warriors for their fans and the club.
Not only
for
what they sacrificed a few years ago as well.
That's what I was going
A
to
few
say.
years
Yeah.
ago, last couple of years.
Well, it feels like a long time ago.
That's right. Like, they sacrificed a lot. So yeah, I'd like to see them go well. Not win the grand final or beat us, but go well. Would be good. But
let's get cracking into these games, shall we?
Let's get into it. We'll go around the grounds while we got you there, Scotty. And first one, Parramatta over the Storm. So then the Storm end up doing the Eels.
So what's that? The Eels are on a 2-game losing streak from last year.
I think, and I'm probably going to feel the pins in me back, but I feel Parramatta won't be the team that they were the last couple of years.
No, I don't think so either.
I
can feel, it in the chest.
I don't know if this got anything to do with it, but this Mitchell Moses re-signing may have something to do with his form at the last week. I don't know.
I think it's that. What's the hooker's name? Hodgkinson.
He's got to have a bit of time to gel too, but I think they're looking to the future to build. Like they got that. It's a Jermaine Hopgood from Penrith.
Yeah,
a young bloke, played an absolute blinder on his.
He did
Work for the Eels last week. and they've got a few young guys, so they're looking to develop for the future. So I think they're looking for long term, and I just think this year won't be the year for the Eels.
Well, just touching base on that, because they have lost a lot of quality
That's
good
right.
forwards.
Did you get to watch it, Scotty?
Sorry, what was that?
Did you get to watch the game on Friday night?
Yeah. I watched that first game. I thought the first half was quite boring, but the second half, well, it was a lot better and it made up for the first half. So I was a bit disappointed. I picked the Eels to win that in the tipping.
But even the Storm are not the team they used to be.
No, something looks a bit clanky, but I guess with Munster going out, so that had something to do with it, I reckon.
Yeah, he likes to have his finger in everything.
He likes his finger in the pie, doesn't he?
The thing that I didn't like on the game was Mitchell. I think it was Mitchell Moses passed it to Micah, and Micah scores, and it went backwards out of his hands. And it was a try, but Mitchell stops running, which
I think
makes the ball float forward. And he's done it
I
about
think
2 or
that's
3
what,
times in the game.
I think that's what happened too with their new hooker to Hodgkinson. He seems to I'm not if I'm pronouncing that right, but to be honest,
Close enough.
close enough, or someone can tell me.
Josh Hodgson.
Thank you,
Hodgson.
thank you,
Josh.
Mr. Correction.
Josh will do.
What's my point? Like he did that a couple of times. I thought when he was either passing it to Moses or the front rowers, he seemed to like he wasn't running forward. He was was very flat. So I thought he was.
So it'll take him, like, he's come from Canberra too. So they've got a probably total different style of playing. So it's going to take him a couple of weeks. And, there's a difference between him and Reid Marnie. They play different. But I just think the Eels will be good again. No, 100% they will. But I think they've lost a lot of quality, and they're sort of trying to rebuild for maybe next year or the year after with this young guy and a few others. So,
I know the feeling.
well, so do we. We were on a 15-year plan. But anyway,
16 years, I thought.
Gazza is just asked, is Nathan Brown gone? Is he still at Parramatta?
Yeah, he's still. I thought he played Thursday night.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing him there.
Nathan Brown.
Yeah.
I think he's gone.
Is he?
he was going to
He
the
wasn't.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, is he
Something like that. Was
Could
the
be
word,
a
I think.
handy pickup for the Tigers, to be honest. I mean, yeah, we'll
When
get
he's
him.
on, he's on. He's
Okay,
a
so
hard nut.
Because they missed him, obviously, with his great, and obviously Madison's still suspended. So there's a couple of forwards that need to come back into their side.
Yep.
That's right, too.
Madison brings a lot to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on,
The
unfortunately.
game across the ditch. The Warriors 20 over the Knights 12. Did you catch this one, Scotty?
Yeah, I did. I was actually having a few drinks during this game.
Yeah, I think I should have.
Yeah, me too.
I was trying to prepare myself for the following game. So yeah, yes, I don't. No offense to you Newcastle fans, but I don't see any of these two teams doing any good this year if they play like that all season.
Well, that's
That's fine, because I don't see, in the next game, I don't see one of these teams doing much well either. So
But saying that too, like,
Get out.
you have a look at our. As we'll go through it a bit later.
So what I'm saying is there were so many mistakes.
100%. Stupid little mistakes that you shouldn't make.
yeah, even I thought that when I was watching the replay today, Heimel Hunt's like drop ball and it went straight to what's the bloke with the headgear on? He's a back rower.
Yeah, with the Indigenous one. Yeah, I forget.
And like it was called a no try. I can't remember why it was in a no try, but that's sloppy. I mean, come on.
I mean, we'll give them all the clubs a bit of a pass being round one, but I mean, if we'll get into the Knights a little bit more a bit later, but I mean, if Jackson Hastings, if he can build a decent combination with Ponga and, I mean, Lockie Miller was pretty bloody good, and he's going to be good for us. If those three people can build up a combination and gel, things could go our way. I'm not saying we're going to win the competition,
Also, too.
but things could go our way, so we're going to actually play finals football, and all barring injuries.
well, that's what I was alluding to injury. Jaden Brayley, keep him on the
That's
part
right.
too.
And I mean, we've got a decent forward pack. I mean, yeah, we lost Clem, but I'll get into a little bit more later. But I was impressed with Jack Everington.
He
to be
was
honest.
really good. He is good.
And, I mean, you got to look at the, young Leo Thompson. You got Brody Jones fighting for a position. I mean, we haven't got the world-beaten team, but...
What do you think about Kalen in the halves?
I thought hit and miss. He did all right, but he's going to need more time to gel.
Well, that's right. Like MG Mark Lamble said last week, it's going to take time.
I thought he played better than what he did in the trial. He actually set up a pretty good try, and he also almost scored one himself. But yeah, I thought he was, as 50-50, but he will get better in time.
To be honest, I think I like him there better than fullback. I mean, a lot of people will probably throw something, scream when they say it, but I don't like him at fullback.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like with the team we got now. Even if he said, "Look, 5'8's not mine," I wouldn't move him back to fullback. I mean, how can you move him back when Lockie Miller's to me is like a Dylan Edwards. You watched him play and defend in the back. He was just a fullback. To me, I wouldn't. Ponga doesn't go back to fullback.
Well, what if he wants to get under that sombrero somewhere else then? Do we just let him walk?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I'd never hear that from a Knight supporter.
Well, I just think it's for the best of the club. I think Lockie Miller's our fullback. If he says he has to play fullback or go, well, I know he never will because I think he's cemented here at Newcastle. But Lockie Miller's our fullback for the future.
If Ponga went, there's $2.5 million or whatever it is just for a couple of good players.
But he won't go. But my point is, you can't move Lockie Miller now. We've got him. We fought hard for him. He plays like one of the best fullbacks in the competition, I believe, or can be or will be. He stays there. You got to keep him there. This bullshit of chopping and changing is half the reason why we don't succeed. Look at Queensland. They didn't succeed for a while, but they stuck at it.
Yes.
And then when they stuck at it for years, unfortunately, they had this dominance for years. So, well, look at Penrith too. Penrith, those kids come through the academy together. So they've been playing for so long, then they had this dominance for so long, and now they're pulling them apart.
That's what the salary cap does.
So,
it's supposed to do.
Anyway, we'll move on to the Panthers and the Broncos.
No, we'll just skip past that one.
Oh, no, we have to talk about it because it's our friend from across the ditch's favourite game of the week.
Yeah, it was the game of the round,
the
wasn't
internet's
it?
cutting out.
I must admit, Penrith did not play anywhere as good as I think they can.
Broncos just kept shutting them down.
That's right.
They had no room to move.
The Broncos' defence was A1.
It was frustrating.
It
was frustrating to watch.
But, Scotty, is that defence going to hold up all season?
Who knows? Hopefully it does, because it was so good. It was good.
They deserved it. Adam Reynolds, mate, he is a keeper.
If you go back to 2015, that game on Friday that defence on Friday was like the season of 2015, I felt. We had our D back then was so good.
I'd say Penrith lose Appy Coruscant, right? But I'll tell you what, and he needs to come on a lot earlier than he did, Sonny Luke. Absolute machine.
Yeah, give him
absolute gun of a player, I think.
Yeah. Would you start him over?
Panthers did lift their game when he came on, so...
I wouldn't start him. I'd start Mitch Kenny. 25 minutes into it, on comes Sonny Luke, got a tired forwards, and he just reaps havoc.
Yeah, you got to put him on a lot earlier than what they did.
100%.
Would you start Sonny Luke, like, as the season goes on, would you start him midway through, or would you keep him on the bench this whole year?
On the bench.
And maybe next year, look him at starting.
No, well, it's how they use Appy Coruscant now. Appy Coruscant comes on, say, 25 minutes in. You got your tired defence, He comes on and goes, thank you, little pocket rocket.
Yeah.
I'd bring him, like, I know people want to be in the start lineup too. Okay, name him at 9. At an hour before kickoff, you change it. The 14 comes on, which would be Mitch Kenny. Plays hooker. 25 minutes into it, everyone's a bit tired and, wanting a half-time break. On he comes, like he did, and brought Penrith back into the game. I feel.
But how good did Selwyn Cobbo go? I think he had a point to prove with that whole media beat-up about him.
Yeah.
Was he playing fullback or wing?
He was fullback, yes.
Well, Scotty, would you keep him at fullback or would you want...
Reece Walsh is back. he's back from injury, so
100%.
Cobbo's good on the wing.
You watch the difference in the Broncos yet again. Like, that Reece Walsh just adds that X factor.
And he can kick.
That's right. But I tell you on one I am impressed with the Broncos, and I have been for a long, long time, is Corey Oates.
Yeah.
He just keeps turning up every week. And I tell you what, we nearly had him too. We nearly had him in the red and blue. So while we're still on Penrith, I'll just say one more thing. And it's not, there's still a little bit of smoke with this fire. Scott Sorensen in the red and blue.
It's not happening.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see that.
Kylie's dead body.
Yeah, absolute gun of a player. And I tell you what, if I could pick one player other than Fish to come to Newcastle, I'd be taking Scott
Why don't you just
Sorensen.
buy yourself a Penrith jersey and be done with it?
Not a chance.
Well, I'm talking to people I want to steal from our team. Bring Payne Haas back to Newcastle. Get him in the red and blue.
Yeah, no, that'd be good, but I'd still
Former
rather.
Woodbury Warrior.
I'd
Yes,
still
exactly.
rather. I just look at Sorensen's work rate and what he brings to Penrith off the bench. I think he'd be an absolute gun in our team.
Scotty, talking about players changing clubs, Herbie Farmworth and Tom Flegler, Dolphins next year. What's your thoughts on that?
They're going to be it's going to be a big loss for both of them. Like you've seen Herbie on Friday, he scored 2 good tries. Yeah, Flegler, he's the same. You know, he's been awesome the last couple of years for us. So it's a good signing for the Dolphins.
Herbie, I feel, will be a big loss. Flegler, not as much. I mean, yeah, he still will, but I think Herbie will be the big one you'll miss.
That means we've got a lot of money now. And what do we do? Do we throw it all at Payne Haas and to keep him in, or like we've
David
missed out on,
Fafita's rumoured to be coming back.
Yeah.
I heard the Raiders are after him.
Yeah, they've pulled out.
Well, it's
Oh, well.
it's not,
David
No,
Fafita.
David Fafita has re-signed with Titans.
Oh, re-signed, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
last night.
Another few years there.
You've dodged a bullet there, then.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah. I did like David Fafita when he was at the Broncos.
I would, if I was the Broncos, I'd be looking overseas to someone like Curtis Sirenin. Play well against Penrith,
Actually,
and you'd probably get him for cheap as well. You know what I mean?
I do remember Parramatta were trying to look after. I read that Parramatta were looking after Curtis.
That's
Sirenin.
right. Someone like Curtis Sirenin, and there's some good quality.
Hey, Sione wants to come back.
Sione will end up at the Dolphins next year, I believe.
Is that a rumour or is that a fact, do you reckon?
No, that's just come from my ball of knowledge.
So you just had a dream.
So he's heading to the Storm, guys? Everyone got that paper?
Only reason I'm thinking that is because, or is it the year after Christian Wolf takes over?
Is
as
he actually
coach.
taking over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be...
So,
I thought it was Bennett only for 1 year.
well,
What do you know? Is it Bennett for 1 year or 2 years?
Probably 2.
I want to probably get that Broncos that stuff down.
Paraphernalia.
Yes, thank you.
That's that word.
well,
That's what I'm thinking of.
that's what if I was a betting man, I'd put on Sione will be at the
Is it making you
Dolphins
feel sick?
because
Yes.
of Christian Wolf.
Yeah.
It's very expensive toilet paper, I must say.
But I said to Kylie, I said I'd like Sione. Obviously, would love to see him back at Newcastle, but I can't see it happening. So I'd like to see him go to Penrith. I think he could become a good player under Ivan Cleary. Well, he's already a good quality player, but
But he would excel in that system.
yeah. So, but
Or do Penrith miss Serraldo?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so
I miss
either.
him.
Oh, I bet you do after the next game. Shall we move on to that game?
Yeah, sure.
The Manly Seagulls, aka the Bin Chickens, beat the I'm going to call them the Penrith Bulldogs because they've got half the squad on their team, I reckon. And Four Pines Park was played at. What do you call it, Smita?
Pothole land.
Did you catch this one, Scotty? Or
I watched the first half, and then I went out for the night.
Well, it's actually the $1 million man in Viliamu Kickout. He failed.
He did. I seen his kick though.
Yeah, how good was that?
Yeah.
Or he thought he was kicking balls out to the crowd, did he?
Matt Burton.
Yeah.
Well,
the army.
here's a quick
Yeah, but-
question.
Hey, how did Tommy Turbo go?
Oh, he looked like he killed it from the bits I saw.
Yeah, he went really
Yeah, he
good.
scored the first try. I think he's still a bit ginger, but he played well. Well
he
enough. Daly Cherry Evans was the star.
Yeah, he really stuck out by a neck, I reckon.
And Ruben Garrick, he got all his
Did Cherry Evans, was he the star because he scored 3 tries, or
No, he did lay the platform. No, he
other
did
than
score
that?
3 tries, but he did lay the platform for.
Yeah.
What about
He really stuck his neck out in this performance.
what about
He's a Queenslander.
Yeah, and he got 6 points in the Dally M, so
and
he did win by a neck.
and I've heard I didn't watch much of the game, but did Cooper Johns had a good game apparently? Or
Yeah, he didn't play too bad, to be honest.
had a solid game.
Probably the best I've seen him play ever.
Would
I
you
would say.
keep him at 5'8", or would you?
Oh, what's
What was
his
his
name?
name?
Schuster will be back.
Schuster
You
will be
reckon
back, so
Schuster will
he'll be a 14 for me.
Cooper. John, sorry. Well, here's a quick question for everyone, Scotty. Feel free. Who would you, you're sitting at fullback, who would you most hate to get a bomb from? Darren Lockyer in his prime, Joey Johns in his prime, or Matt Burton now?
I'm going to throw an extra one in there. Nathan Cleary.
Or Cleary
Oh,
as
no,
well.
no, that's only on Wonga
Did
Blake.
you say Andrew Johns? Because he used to throw some good ones up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Joey in his prime, Lockyer in his prime, Matt Burton or Cleary.
I reckon it's a... Oh.
Matt Burton can kick, but you can't beat the old school.
I don't know. I'm going to go Cleary at the moment. Yeah. But like you said, Johns used to put him up.
Scotty?
Yeah, I don't know. Those Burden bombs, what are they? Those torpedoes, eh?
Yes.
They would be pretty tricky.
Well, ask who was the origin? No,
Wasn't Ponga? Oh, you're thinking of Cobbo.
Cobbo, yeah, might have been. But also the NFL looking at Matt Burton apparently.
Gary, you got a answer? Who do you think?
I'd say Cleary because he's got about 4 or 5 different kicks. He's got the torpedo, he's got the floater.
Well, apparently he stays back. Like the whole team goes home from training, he stays back for an hour and a half to 2 hours each training session, just kicking and practicing.
And I reckon this is all because of one person, which goes back to Joey Johns,
Yeah.
because Cleary studies the way that he would have studied the way that he kicked, and a few other blokes would have done the same.
Well, Joey's even got huge raps on him. Him and
Yeah.
Cooper Cronk said that Nathan Cleary is better than they were in their prime. And that's a huge rap, eh? Like, to be honest, 2 of the best halfbacks to ever play the
But
game.
are they going to really sit there and go, no, I was the best?
No, but
I
then,
think if they're both probably very humble people,
Yeah.
but like obviously they've got to have some kind. Well, Joey back in the day had a massive ego. Cooper really, I guess Joe was pure talent. He was the best.
100%.
Cooper Cronk was more. I reckon it was more of a system. I reckon. Yes, he grew in that system, but it was more of a system around him.
I know a lot
I
of people.
think it's similar to Cleary as well. He's got a great system around him.
Well, here's another thing too. I think there's people that have natural born talent, like Johns, and then you got the people that got to learn And I think Cleary's got a bit of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if he keeps going the way he goes, I think he will be a future. When I say future, I know there's a few in front of him, but a future immortal.
As long as he
Got a good pedigree. His old man wasn't too bad either.
That's right.
As long as he doesn't put those golden boots on again,
100%.
we'll be right.
Next one.
Next one. This is the only point I got in my tipping comp I'm in. The Cowboys 19 over the Raiders 18. Absolutely flawless performance by me in my tipping comp. I didn't watch a lick of this game, but how was it, everyone?
Good
Oh, I
comeback.
missed that one too.
Good comeback by the Raiders
So I've got.
Well, they lost, so how was it going to come back?
because they were 18-0 down.
Well,
Yeah,
they still
yeah.
lost.
They were close though.
Does that count as a good comeback, Scotty?
Well, they did better after the Cowboys had scored 18 points.
But still, they still
I've-
lost, so
I've
it's
still-
not a comeback.
I'm in a tipping competition where it's not each week. You got to tip who's going to win and what Yeah, I've got the Cowboys to win the comp this year.
I would say, well, my grand final this year, I know everyone's biased saying they're not going to make it. It's for me, it's Penrith and Cowboys. I'm not taking like one round, as in, the Penrith are dead.
That wouldn't be.
Back.
It could be the Dolphins because the NRL pick and choose who they want in the grand final.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
They'll treat them like a baby and nurse them right
then
through.
it'll be New Zealand and the Dolphins. If NRL
New
wants-
Zealand? Well, I'd go
To
New
be
Zealand.
honest, I could handle Penrith Cowboys grand final, but it has to be before I leave this earth. Has to be a Newcastle Knights versus Penrith grand final.
Or would you just take a Newcastle Knights grand final?
So
No. It has to be Penrith.
Will I get the divorce papers ready?
No,
yeah,
because imagine the hidden cameras in our house leading up to that week.
Well, my question is, would you go to the game?
100% we would.
Would both of you come back in the same car?
No, we wouldn't.
No, because he's used to the Knights losing. So when Penrith win all the time, well, that might change now. But he's a really good loser. Like,
so is it more you that'd be the problem?
Oh, I'm a bad loser. I'm not gonna lie.
I was going to say, if the Knights won, Smita would be trying to get on the team bus and party with the boys all the way back.
I even get into the winning
He'll be
fans,
sucking up my ass.
Anyway,
my bottom.
getting back to this game, it's a game of two halves. I did watch this game. Cowboys played well first half. Canberra come back second half.
They just came up that.
Yeah,
a little bit short.
Yeah, came a little bit short.
Game for 2 halves.
Yeah.
Aren't they all?
Sadly.
Hey, Dean, quick question.
Actually, yeah.
After the game on Friday, did you have to buy a new telly on Saturday?
I don't break things because I know how expensive they are.
Nah,
at the
but
place.
she wasn't too
I was
bad.
pretty sad.
I tried to say to her, look, it's round one. You don't win premierships in round one.
I think I went to bed with the sulks.
Well, it was an early night.
And it wasn't the way he'd planned it.
No. So I lost in two ways that night, you know what I mean? Well, yeah. Anyway, next one.
South Sydney over the Sharks. Did anyone tip this game?
No.
Yes.
I tipped
I
the
did.
Rabbitohs.
Yeah, well, I
same.
took Sharks because I didn't realise Nico Hines was there.
Yeah.
I
it's
believe
fine.
South Sydney will go close to winning this competition this year.
Oh, no.
I like what Jono's saying.
No.
We've got them Thursday night,
Was
so
that a definite no, Jono? Or
I think South will win, but I hope
That
I'm
is a
wrong.
no question.
I know,
Oh,
Latrell.
bold prediction. Souths will not make the 8.
That'd be nice.
Ooh,
That's
The
how.
that's very bold.
They're not going to make the 8.
That's about as bold as the Minion.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I didn't watch it, but on to the next one. I actually watched half this one, or most of this one, and yeah, the Dolphins and the Roosters. The Dolphins played.
brilliant.
hang on.
Yep.
Wait, hang on.
The Dolphins played some pretty flawless football.
They did.
I think that's what I was saying to my father-in-law. Watched to be a game with him. Watched to be this game with him. Sorry, like the Dolphins have all got experienced NRL players. Like when a new team comes in, it's all Jersey flag plays. Like the Dolphins have got talent, but can they keep meshing this whole year?
I think when the depth will be definitely tested when these blokes are obviously on Origin duty, if they make Origin.
I'm just going to make Origin out of the Dolphins.
Kafusi.
Kafusi.
Oh, can he hit?
Oh, come on.
Bloody hell.
You'd hate to be his dog, wouldn't you, the way he
He
hits?
chopped Brendan Smith in half.
Yeah.
Okay, besides Kafusi, anyone else?
Yeah.
Kafusi Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a few of the
that
other ones
dude.
in New Zealand,
Yeah,
so they won't
the,
make
yeah,
it.
the
What's his
Hammer.
Anyway, yeah.
Hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's him.
Fido. But anyway, getting point to that.
They'll go right over if they
get-
continue
if-
playing like that.
That's right. What happens if they get injured? That's the that's the depth that's going to be
But
tested.
they've got a feeder team,
Redcliffe.
Redcliffe.
Yeah.
So and apparently they're pretty good too. So I reckon they'll go right. To be
Well,
honest,
it's just another quick note from this game. What happened to Milford? Did he get
No.
benched or
his,
injured?
his attitude and
Yeah, he's come back
condition.
unfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
and
fair
Bennett
enough.
didn't want him, so he went with
good on him.
Yeah, good
Isaac.
on him.
He went
Good
with
on him.
Isaac Katoa, and I think this guy's pretty special.
Ooh.
He played well.
Did he come from the Fafita club or was he signed
No,
from somewhere
he
else?
come from. I think he was a Penrith. Pretty sure Katoa, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was actually.
Yeah, a Tongan player. He scored.
So there you go. There's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, so we've got-
Salary cap you can't hold on to with
Sean Sullivan.
Sean Sullivan.
Oh, yeah, that hurt. He's he's bloody good.
Yeah, but in saying that, would you rather lose a player and give him a chance at another thing?
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than keep him on the bench and he's not getting any game time?
If it means we win, we'll keep him. Nah, 100%.
The Dolphins absolutely smashed the Roosters
Yeah.
in defence, and any time the Roosters get smashed in defence like that is good for me.
The Roosters were a letdown, I thought.
It was a little bit sloppy, mostly on the Roosters half.
I think it was because of the defence.
Yeah. True.
They played some good football, and I mean, take your hat off to them. And I'll say the team of the round this week, the team I felt was the probably most outstanding performance was the Dolphins.
Because everyone wrote him off.
Yeah.
Well, most people.
I thought they'd go all right because of the occasion, but I thought the Roosters would have just had that too much experience and class and just pull away at the end. And how wrong was I? But anyway, on to the next one.
The Titans 22, West Tigers 10. Did you catch any of this, Scotty?
Yeah, I watched this one.
What was the? Give us your report on the game because I didn't see it.
I'm going to ask you one question first before you go in there. David Clemmer. What are they doing with him? Do you think they're playing with his game that they should just leave to play his own natural game?
Yeah, they should. They should. Yeah. He's been around long enough to know what he's doing, so
100%. So he was stopping before the line and passing the ball. No, let him just go through. Be the Clemmer we know.
I do remember him taking into the line and throwing an offload.
Yeah, but
One part of the second half, but that was probably when they were chasing.
Yeah, but that's not Clemmer. Let him just be that mongrel that,
Like that dog.
Speaking of mongrels. Anyway, yeah.
So that was your report on the game, Scotty. What do you think? Good game?
Tigers were disappointing. They came into the game favourites, but didn't show it. So, and big ups to the Titans. Really.
What about your fellow Kiwi, Kieran Form? How did you think he performed in a different jersey?
He got injured, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh, never mind.
He's
Take it
out
back.
for a
He's
while.
been named in the team sheet this week.
Yeah,
Right.
which is really weird.
He's been named in the team sheet this week.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think on paper the Tigers have not a bad team. I think Luke Brooks showed probably the best performance he's
Got
had.
a couple of good signings, so yeah.
Happy Coruscant, Penrith, the Riverworms, Papali'i.
And that one,
Yeah.
Apparently he didn't
There's
play
Charlie
very well,
Staines.
No.
the one that wears the white. Oh no, he went to the Bulldogs. My bad.
Yeah.
It's the
Reed
Bulldogs.
Marnie.
isn't it? Yeah,
There's
that's
Charlie,
him.
there's Charlie Staines.
But,
Which, is he an okay player?
Yeah, and he's right.
Scored in
at
grand
time.
final. He did all right.
But then you got John Bateman to come back.
Ooh, that could be a game changer.
So, I mean, they got a decent forward back too.
have.
And then you got, who's old mate in the wing that played for the Storm on a loaner deal?
Oh, Norfoluma.
Oh,
Nofaluma.
is he back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was-
Yeah.
To me,
It's only a cash and grab deal for the Storm.
don't get me wrong, I think he's not a bad player, the fullback,
Laurie.
Dane Laurie, but I don't think that he is the answer. For, your spine, you need a decent 1, 6 or 7 and an armour. You got Happy Corus there now, Luke Brooks, Adam Dewey. They just need a decent number 1 to fill that spot, and I think you'll see things changing. But, yeah.
Just quickly, the Tigers actually, I thought you could see that the way Benji and what's his name, Tim Sheens want to coach the side there, they were quite expansive. They just made too many errors.
Benji Marshall's the coach.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Tim Sheens is just the overseer.
Yeah, I was watching it in the box.
Yeah.
He had the headphones on, Marshall,
100%.
and Sheens is behind him directing.
Yeah. Benji Marshall's the puppet.
Yeah.
Sheens is just pulling the strings.
Yeah, but wasn't he taking over like
Years into
And
years.
Yeah.
Scotty, you would have been happy that all Queensland teams won last weekend.
Yes, I did notice that.
Anyway, mate.
Anyway, before we let Scotty go, there's one more.
Queensland teams won.
Anyway, before we let Scotty go, we've got to talk about. There's one more game that happened.
The bye.
The bye
Oh.
did defeat the Dragons, so
we
unfortunately, everyone's team lost, except for Scotty's.
We struggled to beat the bye. We really did.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long year for the Dragons.
Yeah, me
unfortunately,
too.
but
Yeah, me
I
too.
see the Dragon fans are looking at them on the points table where they're at, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we're going to be this. This is the highest we're going to be all year."
Scotty,
Yeah.
Scotty, that was me before a ball was even kicked. Before the draw came out, we got the bye the first round. We were March premiers.
Righto, mate. It's good to see you again this year.
Yeah, good to see you, Scotty.
Unfortunately, I meant, and yeah, we'll catch you next week. And
Hopefully with better scenery.
Yeah.
yeah, so you're back home next week, not at that god awful place behind you.
Yeah, rub it in. I
Rub
would
it in.
too.
You're not going back to Incargill. What's that country? What's that place? Incargill?
That's where he lives.
No, that's New Plymouth.
Oh, well.
Anyway,
Anyway.
righto, mate.
Yeah,
we'll,
I have to have my laptop facing this way because the rest of it behind the laptop's all a big mess. So
so's behind you.
Around.
But anyway,
Anyway.
righto, mate. Good to talk to you, and we'll catch you again next week.
Sweet as, and go the mighty Broncos.
Yeah, you're cutting out. You're cutting out.
Mate, what was
See
that?
ya.
Automatic transmission.
See
Goodbye.
ya.
All right, guys. We might take a short break, and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. And before we get into it, the lovely fridge that we got there, we have another one to give away, but it will be in the team of your choice. So, you know, Penrith, you know, Drag Queens, whoever, Eels. Yeah, probably
Dolphins.
wouldn't work.
It
real
might
good,
take
but-
36 years to actually build one.
But anyway, how we're going to do it is each week we're going to pick one game. So the panel members will, each week a different one will choose a game. So it might be Knights this week, Eels the week after, Penrith the week after, whatever. And you've got to pick the score. You pick the score, you pick it right, you go on to the chocolate wheel. There's 25 spots on the chocolate wheel. So there'll be one per week. And at the end of the year, we'll spin the wheel and whoever wins it. But if no one wins the pick of the score each week, those ones will go to another competition later in the year to give you another chance to get on the chocolate wheel. So just because someone hasn't picked it doesn't mean that that's gone. There'll be more chances to get on there and win the bar fridge, thanks to Bar Fridge Australia.
Fridge Australia.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was.
Can hosts enter in that competition?
No, we cannot.
Oh, that sucks.
Is it only the team that you pick, not the game?
The game.
It's the game.
game.
The
You gotta
game
pick the score out of the game. So like, you know, starting off this week at
What's it
you know, Knights versus Tigers. Oh no, we'll pick it. We'll decide at the end of the night.
23-16.
Okay, let's start it off this week. We'll start the first one. It's pick of the round will be Knights versus Tigers. So I'll start the first week and pick the score, Knights and Tigers.
How do they get? How do we put our score in?
There will be a link or a post on our page, and it has to be on there to enter. You put it on. There might be advertisements on other pages, but it has to be on our page under that.
And it's got to be before kickoff.
100%.
So you got to get it before kickoff. 1 second later, no,
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
count.
right. So this week it'll be the West Tigers versus the Knights. Pick the score to win the fridge. So anyway, let's get into it. And what do you reckon? Night of the round. Well, I'll start first while we're here. And my three went to Jackson Hastings. I thought he played pretty well actually, and steered the team around the park pretty well. And my 2 points went to Lockie Miller. Thought he played really well too, and really excited to see the rest of the year of him. And my 1 point went to Jack Hetherington. I thought he played well as well. And Smita's special mention, Leo Thompson.
He did have a good game.
So yeah, I mean they were four that I thought played pretty well. So yeah, Kylie.
Yeah, my three went to Jackson Hastings as well because, yeah, he played really well. 2, Bradman Best, because I just love watching him play. I don't know why. He's just...
Yeah, he did play pretty well.
He's a workhorse.
Probably one of his better games he's played for a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like Bradman, as I kept saying, the Bradman beast, because the best is yet to come. I still think the best is yet to come from Bradman. So, yeah, totally agree.
Hopefully he can stay on the park, and he will be that.
And my one goes to Ponga. I know he gets a lot of hate, but he's always targeted, and this game...
He didn't play too badly.
No, he played really well.
And that's what I mean. I think 5'8's his spot.
Yeah.
And if you have a look at Lockie Miller, the way he played, well, it's the jigsaw's getting put together. Any special mentions? We'll say that for me.
That's only you because it's your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Corey.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go 3 to Lockie Miller.
Yeah, can't agree.
181 metres, 11 tackle breaks, 27 post-contact metres. I thought he was the best player by far. 2 points, Jackson Hastings. I thought he steered the side pretty well. And 1 point, I'm going to go to Dan Safidi. Made 136 metres, 30 tackles and 40 post-contact metres. I thought he was pretty solid up front.
Yeah, true.
And probably Jaden Brayley's by special mention. You don't
get a special mention.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
You can get a special mention if you're Dragon of the Week. Oh, that's right. They had the bye.
Oh, well, the boy won that.
And they still lost. Jono.
Well, my 2 points went to Dom Young. Solid game. Sucks to see him go, but it is what it is. 2 points went to Jackson Hastings. First game at a new club, steering the ship. Did well job. And my final point went to the fans. Can I give it to the fans, or has it got to be a player?
Oh, you can give
That's
it to
a
them.
special mention, isn't it?
No, it's not special mention. 1 point is going to the fans because it's great to see.
It's your first week back. I'll let you have that, Jono.
Well, if I can't give it to the fans,
Yeah, you can have that.
I was going to say Lachlan Fitzgibbon for getting the first try of the night season.
I'll put it to you this way: who do we think was the night of the round? Who do we think
I think Hastings.
Miller.
Hastings.
Tiebreaker.
Hastings.
There you go.
Hastings it is. Night of the round
Harry?
for this week.
Input. Night of the round.
Didn't see it.
He was asleep.
Sleep. Yeah, fair
Didn't
call.
see it.
He's always working.
The workaholic over here.
Yeah.
But what we got? Let's jump into a bit of fun. Got a couple of jokes for us this week.
Maybe.
Crazy ladies jokes of the week.
All right. Don't hate me for this one. A teacher starts a new job at a Bankstown school. She's nervous, of course, so she decides to get comfortable with the children in her class before she gets into the schoolwork. She tells the children to raise their hands if they're a Bulldog supporter. All the kids in the class raise their hands except one young lad. She notices him immediately and is put off by his lack of participation. "Who do you go for?" she asks the lone kid. "The Roosters," he replies. This annoys the teacher, so she decides to grill him a bit more. "Why do you go for the Roosters?" she asks. "Because my mum's a Rooster supporter, my dad's a Rooster supporter, and my sister's a Rooster supporter," comes the response. Now the teacher is really ticked off. She continues, "Well, what would you be if your mother was a drug addict, your father was in prison, and your sister was a prostitute?" "Then," replies the boy, "I would be a Bulldog supporter." I found that one on the internet, so don't hate me.
Like it.
It's all a bit of fun and humour, and I can understand hatred for the Bulldogs taking all the players.
That's true.
We'll give her a pass on that one, but it was good too.
Was that too much?
No, it wasn't as good as the farm joke or the Harley
here we
joke.
go.
Oh, here we go.
You got another one for us?
Sure. An Amish boy and his father were visiting a mall. They were amazed by almost everything they saw, but especially by two shiny silver walls that could move apart and then slide back together again. The boy asked, "What is this, father?" The father, never having seen an elevator, responded, "Son, I have never seen anything like this in my life. I don't know what it is." While the boy and his father were watching with amazement, a rather heavy, not too attractive older lady walked up to the moving walls, pressed a button and got in. The walls closed behind her, and the boy and his father watched the small circular numbers above the walls light up sequentially. They continued to watch until it reached the last number, and then the numbers began to light in the reverse order. Finally, the walls opened up again, and a beautiful young woman stepped out. The father said quietly to his son, "Go get your mother."
Oh. Do we have an encore? Or is that it?
No.
That's
Pushing
it.
the friendship, I think, with those ones.
No, fair enough. Yeah. Actually,
What caught your eye this week, Smita?
what caught my eye before you go?
I know several things catch your eye, but
Yeah,
what
well,
caught
It's
your
usually
eye?
sitting to your right.
Yes, true. That's 100% right. But Kafusi for the Dolphins
Yeah.
played an absolute man of the match performance, bell ringer of a game, and I think old Brandon Smith was a little bit sore after that.
Well, I don't think you'll sledge him ever again.
No. Was that what it was? He was sledging him, was he? Oh, okay. I missed that.
Got snapped in half for it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that is Brandon Smith for you. See, that's where... Okay, I'm going to get into it a bit now. We lack with not having Tyson Gamble on the field. Tyson Gamble is a sledger that will get in, decent, in the minds of some of the players and rattle them. And this is why he should be in the 7A. But
Yeah,
we'll get into that
get
soon.
into it later, but who are you taking off?
We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, but that's, but Brandon Smith won't do that again to him, will he?
No.
You probably...
Once bitten, twice shy now.
Anyway, what caught your eye? Other than your husband?
Yeah, true. Munster's finger. Yeah, when I saw that happen and he left the field, I thought there's no way the Storm are going to win. And then he come back in the second half.
Yeah. Have you ever dislocated your fingers?
No.
Never.
Well,
Have you?
yes, many a times. We'll look at that for a start.
Oh.
And I've never had it as far as he had it, where it was protruding out of the
So
skin.
the bone,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's enough. Okay.
compound fracture.
So, I mean, I give the bloke credit to come back and play. Because, I mean, I've, basketball injuries, a few times I didn't even know I did it until someone said, hey, stop. And then you look at it and then you can feel it. But, yeah, for it to be going out the skin, yeah, I'll give him credit for coming back.
you
Couple of
never-
needles.
You never had surgery on that to repair it? Or
Do you think?
no.
No. Yeah. So,
Bad
anyway,
eyes, and I
Jono.
can see from here.
Sorry?
I said I got bad eyes and I can see from here.
A couple of things caught my eye this week. First thing, that KP hit on whoever it was in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
That was a cracker of a hit.
Yeah, good hit.
Good hit, but he gave away a penalty, so it doesn't matter. The Dolphins hats. I want one of those hats.
The fins.
The fins.
They're Finny, not a
I did-
shoey.
Yeah.
No, yeah, well, Finny. But like old mate, who had a whole rack of them, and it actually looked like a Dolphins fin. Anyone see that?
You need to get
Yeah.
on to our old
Some
friend,
friend,
what's his name?
yeah.
Ron Paul.
On Paul.
Ron Paul used to play for the Dolphins, and I think he's a member of them,
Am I the only one that thinks the Dolphins should be grey, though?
Yeah.
No.
I don't like their colours.
No,
It reminds me of Ronald
There's too
McDonald.
much red in the league.
It reminds me of Ronald
What are
McDonald.
you going to
Covers
pick?
up the blood.
Purple.
I don't know, but like, I would agree with Kylie. Like,
Grey.
red's us.
Dolphins are grey.
Yeah. Why couldn't they? Why couldn't they go like the old Gold Coast Chargers?
All Chargers, go.
Yeah, remember the colours? They had.
But the Tigers
They're
are
awesome colours.
black and orange. Penrith are black. Like, they're the colours of the animals.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they go purple? There's no purple
No,
around.
like Adam. Or Adam will put it up on the screen here, but like the Gold Coast Chargers. Well, they were. Well, their Chargers are the green, the purple, and the black.
I don't know the Los Angeles Chargers, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, anyway, yeah,
Anyway.
Pugsley?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, sorry, Pugsley.
Yeah, sorry.
Besides Minion
yeah.
Mitch over there, what else caught your eye?
Well, I'm just going to go
Oh, he gave
like
you a nice
everybody
break
else.
too.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Everyone else is what they're thinking. The Dolphins, just the emergence of them. You know how they played.
And the crowd.
Yeah,
The crowd was
yeah.
awesome.
30,000 at Suncorp, which they're going to have more games. I think there's round 3 potentially. I think against the Broncos. So it's going to be a good game there with crowd.
What's
No,
their home?
isn't round 3 the Knights?
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
so
maybe
no,
round 4. Yeah, I know it's early.
Yeah, but in his defence,
He's
team start this week.
Yeah, true,
it's week 3 because
Yeah,
I bought my
yeah.
tickets today for that first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next,
first
next
time.
Friday.
Friday, unfortunately, it's hard to get to, but we will be there. Yes. Is that it?
That's all.
So,
What about me?
Gary, what
yeah, over
caught
in the
your
bar
eye?
there, Gary.
I thought nothing catch your eye after all the drinks over there.
And enjoying it. Back on the Dolphins, Kafusi, like Dean said earlier, he just nailed them. And not only Brendan Smith, he got a couple.
Yeah.
Just cut him clean in half.
Yeah, he did.
Brilliant tackles, just absolutely brilliant.
I like the bloke too because he went through a fair bit with his dad last year too.
Yep.
So
He got man of the match as well.
yeah,
The other thing was the field. It just got ripped up every time
Yeah.
someone went to
Yeah.
do
It
a
looked like it had
sidestep,
been. It looked like it had been relayed, and as soon as they did a sidestep, the turf just
peeled
yeah.
up.
Well, did they not have a concert up there recently? Is that why? It's
Probably.
been are the Broncos at home next week, or so it could be a.
so what's the Dragons? Oh, sorry, the Dragons. What's
You
the
got
Dolphins?
drag queens on your mind, haven't you?
No, I only want to look at you.
Okay.
No. What's the Dolphins' home ground?
KO Stadium.
Was it KO Stadium?
That's what it's called now. That's the old
Right next to the RSL.
the Sunshine Coast one. I
Yeah.
think, isn't
Is
it?
that what it is?
I
Yeah,
think, yeah.
I reckon it's a great stadium.
Yeah.
Rob.
No, but like that, you could not fit 32,000
No,
people in that stadium.
But that's my point is, I mean, it may need to be a little bit of a revamp, like extra seating. But imagine the atmosphere there with that packed little ground there. It'd be electric.
Well, they've got very close behind the goalpost. They've got the club. They've got the bar. Like they've got the people out there. So it's a pretty good atmosphere to watch footy.
yeah, imagine that on a stinking hot day, but
Well, you don't really play footy in hot weather, so
it's Queensland. It's hot every day up there.
Yeah, beautiful one day, better than next.
The last couple of weekends were terrible.
Speaking of Queensland, we'll be there later in the year. Myself and the crazy lady, and
Going to a game.
no family holiday. But
Oh, very nice.
You just might have to watch some special little things coming there. You know.
no, I don't want to watch those things.
No, you can keep. You can
No,
do whatever
no,
you want to
no,
do
no.
at home.
It's a family holiday. Get your
Family.
minds out
I'm
of the
talking
gutter.
about, you know.
I've had a family, just two people.
Yeah, no, we're going to Movie World and things like that.
SeaWorld?
So, SeaWorld,
We're
yeah.
gonna
No, you get to
test
see a
out
real
time
dolphin.
zone.
Time zone with a couple of $1,000
You're not
on
going to
each
go up on a
card.
chopper around the Gold Coast, though?
Not a chance in the
No.
world.
No, I don't like choppers.
Anyway,
No, I don't like choppers, like helicopters.
you've been on more than bloody edit.
Yeah, so I don't like them.
Ah,
Anyway, is that you for the week, Dom?
it is.
All right, thanks for joining us again this week, and back next week. Hopefully, the Panthers win for you.
Yeah, next week I'll be better with my jokes.
Ah, that was good.
Maybe.
So,
I've got a quick joke. Can I tell a quick joke?
Go for it.
So there's a South Sydney Rabbitohs supporter, a Newcastle Knights supporter, and a Brisbane Broncos supporter. They're all climbing this mountain. The South Sydney supporter goes, "This is for the Rabbitohs," and falls off the cliff, or jumps off the cliff. The Knights supporter goes, "This is for the Newcastle Knights," and kicks the Broncos supporter off.
bye, Scotty.
That
Anyway,
was funny.
I think you've been banned.
Oh, it's good. Less pressure.
all right, we'll take another short break, and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. And join us up on the crew. We got the little minion.
Thank you.
Minion Mitch. Nice to see you again, boys.
How are you,
Yeah.
mate?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
There you go. Well, we'll jump into a bit of footy talk now and our night review. So, first week, there was some really good, I thought some good patches, some looking forward to what's going to happen, what's going to bring with Hastings, Miller, even Ponga. Adam Elliott, I thought, didn't have his best of games, but so there's a lot more improvement from him, and he'll be the first to say it too, but showed some glimpses of some good thing. But Jack Hetherington, I was really impressed with,
Yeah, great game.
and Leo Thompson. So,
I was really happy with Jackson Hastings. It's always really hard for a new halfback to come to a new club, and I thought he took control of the game. Did really well with that.
Kicked well.
Kicked well. Ponga had a good game. I was a bit surprised to see a bit of changes, obviously, and there's a couple changes for injury related and suspension, but I just hope, and it's not injury, I understand Origin comes around, you're going to have players gone, but I just hope they can stick with Kalen Ponga and Jackson Hastings as
You got to stick with it, 100%.
100%.
Barring
Every
injury,
week.
like I said
So,
before,
yeah,
it's like
Origin, Origin and all that. They need to stick with that pairing no matter how sour it gets.
that's right. Stick, and if you keep changing it, nothing will change. We'll keep losing.
What do we think of Kurt Mann playing 13? I think he's played like a different position every year.
I think, to be honest, I would like to see Jaden Brayley have a bit of a rest from time to time and throw Kurt in there, even if it's just 10 minutes.
Would you have Kurt then starting, or would you can't have him at that 14 role?
Well, you could still have him start, and I think Kurt still has that little bit of quickness from dummy half in him. I'm just thinking, even if it was just 5-10 minutes, where like a bit like a Sunny Luke, where the defence is tired, Kurt's quickness from dummy half could be lethal around, and when I say running from dummy half too, like, get it and run, and not just, passing it. We all know he's got a quick passing game, but run at the line. Take the line on.
Well, you could always have, get Jaden Brayley off at 10 minutes to go at half, put Kurt in for that 10 minutes, and then maybe another 5-10 minutes the second half, and then get Brayley on for the rest of the game.
Do you think Kurt, though, has the speed, though, at that, just say the 30th minute mark to play a dummy half, though, than Brayley? What's your thoughts?
Well, so the thing is, too, you've got a lot pushing for that back row position. So that also could mean that Adam Elliott goes to 13, and if that's the case, then Kurt would go to 14. But I'll leave this talk for the 14 till team list, because I've got an issue with the 14.
Yeah, doesn't look good.
But good signs. Considering last year, I think we showed some glimpses of hope with different areas, and it's round one, so you get a combination. Hastings in himself too, even his goal kicking. We missed it. We missed that last year.
I just think he's all-round general play. Like I just said, looking at the stats, what I read, he made 300 and 400 metres in kicking, so he played well there. 132 metres in run metres. That's pretty good for a halfback.
And a big thing that was missing last year, I feel, was a talker.
Yeah.
And you can see already he's barking orders everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think that's, especially Clemmer used to be a bit of a talker too, but he's gone, so we needed someone. So I think Jackson could make a good combination with Ponga, and Lockie Miller, I think he could, I know it's a big call, but he could be buy of the year, to be honest. I think he could be that, that valuable to us.
I think he's underrated.
Yeah. So, upwards from here. So, anyone else? Anything?
No, solid game. Let's ring on the Tigers.
Yeah, it's been this weekend.
Yeah, so that was. Yeah, well, while we're here, we might as well probably do the team list too, hey?
Let's do the team list. Who wants to read it out?
All right, I'll do the Knights. We got 1. We got Lockie Miller. 2. Heimel Hunt. 3. Dane Gagai. 4. Bradman Bess. 5. Dominic Young. 6. Kalen Ponga. And 7. At halfback, Jackson Hastings. In the forwards, we've got Daniel Saifidi, Jaden Brayley, Jacob Saifidi, Tyson Frizzell, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, and Kurt Mann. Our interchange is Phoenix Crosland, Jack Johns, Jack Heverington, and Leo Thompson. Reserves, Brody Jones, Tyson Gamble, Anali Tawala, Greg Marju, and Dylan Lucas. We'll talk.
Do you want to talk about it now?
No, I was getting the Tigers, and then we'll talk about the lineup.
Do you want me to do the Tigers? Or
Yes, please. Go
All
for
right,
it.
fullback Dane Laurie, wingers are David Norfoluma and Charlie Staines, the centres are Brett Naden and Tommy Talau, 5'8" is Adam Dewey, halfback is Luke Brooks. Front row, Stefano Ukitokamano, Apisai Coruscant and David Clemmer, and your second row is Isaiah Papalili and Sean Bloor, and 13 is Joe Afahingawe. Interchanges Jake Simpkin, Asua Kapoa, Alex Seafarth, and Alex Twile.
Yeah, I agree with the dog. The Tigers don't have a strong enough team as the Knights. Just got to put that limb out there.
All right. my issue.
I got that same issue. Why
14.
is 14 Phoenix Crossland?
Why did we sign Tyson Gamble then?
100%.
Yeah, would you have Gamble in it? Number
100%.
14?
No disrespect to Phoenix Crosland because he's a good player in his own right, but that 14 is Tyson Gamble.
Well, even like, my question is, on that interchange or in that hole 17, when does Matt Croker get a look in when he served his suspension?
Unfortunately, I think he'll have to work his way back in.
But do you reckon Adam Elliott, he'll get who's losing their spot there? Jack Johns.
Jack Johns.
Jack Johns.
Yeah.
Oh,
But in saying that, this week too, I like the team except for. Well, is Marzu still
it's still
injured?
Well, it says here he's on the
on
reserve,
reserve.
so he's possibly.
When he's fit, he comes in for Heimel Hunt.
So do you reckon the koala? He's out. He's a odd man left out.
He'd be pushing too. Like, also we've got to look at the future, and Dominic Young's not our future. So I mean, if we can get, because there's still talk of it, Scott Sorensen for Dominic Young, I say let him go. Like, you all know I'm a huge Dominic Young fan.
I am too. I'd like him to see him play out that final year, but
We've got to
he's
look
not-
at the future.
Exactly.
If we can score and secure a player for numerous years, I say let him go. But my problem here is the 14.
I am 100%
Well,
behind you.
my question is, if you let Dom Young go, who's that? You get Greg Marzu as the other. He's a winger, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, does Heimel Hunt stay that other winger, or do you bring in the koala back?
I reckon it's a fight for it.
We've also got a bloke that's actually out injured, although he plays centre, but he could play wingers. Christian Mapalangi.
Yeah. Young
He's
fella.
out for a few months, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out
Yeah.
for quite a while.
But when he comes, he's in the mix. When he,
Even Dylan Lucas.
yeah,
He's been playing pretty good too. But my issue, and I'll have to cross, it's 14. Phoenix Crossland proved last week that he shouldn't be there. And I think,
Didn't he play 5 minutes against sent in the bin?
yeah. And
did.
he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but Tyson Gamble, we need that. Like, okay, Lockie Fitz gets hurt, and, we're down to no reserves. Like, the terrible thing happens where he's got to come on and he can fill the spot from anywhere in the back line, and he can play second row, he can play lock, he can play. That to me is your 14. And he brings that.
Well, it's like
If Kalen went down, he comes on, plays 5'8". I don't understand why you'd put Phoenix Crosland. Has he got naked photos of Adam O'Brien?
maybe.
well, I was going to say, I know it's too early to speculate, but do you think he may not be getting on with Adam O'Brien? Straight up.
Well, I don't understand why you'd chase him and he's just not getting a look in.
Well,
Why sign him?
right.
Let's put it this way for a sec. I just want to get someone's angle on this. If Kurtman was at 14, would Phoenix Crosland be the 13?
No way.
No,
way.
exactly. So that's why Phoenix Crosland should not be 14. I could see Tyson Gamble being the 13, knocking
100%.
Kurtman back to the bench.
Yes.
But
I'd also like Tyson Gamble in play a bit of hooking role as well.
But I like his. I wouldn't say cockiness. I like his mongrel he brings too. For a little bloke, he's not a big bloke like Clam and the rest of them, but the mongrel that he brings and okay, we play Souths. Cody Walker's a very confident player. He gets under the head in the mind of Cody Walker. You've got the game half won already.
Yes.
You play
100%.
Penrith, and he gets in the mind of Jerome Luai. You've got it. You know what I mean?
Start to come unsettled.
That's right, and you need that. I just think, I don't know, maybe Phoenix has got some naked photos of Adam O'Brien or something, but yeah.
so
And another one too. I'm still a little bit. I wouldn't say Jack Johns over Brodie Jones. Call me biased, call me what you want, but
No, groove, yeah, 100%. I do.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mitch?
because
I think it's come down to the coach end of the day.
100%. But you put Jack Johns out and you put Phoenix in.
Jones.
Broad's in. You get a backline player that goes injured. Brody can cover those positions. Can Jack Johns cover a backline position?
Nope. I think he's
No, he
he's a
can't.
forward.
So, I know this is why I'm O'Brien's head coach and I'm not. But to me, you change Phoenix Crosland and you put in Tyson Gamble.
Yeah.
You get rid of Jack Johns and you put Brady Jones in. Is that a more
depth of a bench?
A bench that's more capable of covering the whole?
I think there's a bit more value to what Gamble brings.
That's right. And like I said, no disrespect for these two players. But we're just looking at and Brady can cover, centre, second row, lock, could even play prop if he wanted to. Jack Johns, second row, lock, you wouldn't put him. You would if you had to, out of desperation, but centre and wing, not a chance.
I mean, we don't know the ins and outs, what's going on there, but from the naked eye, well, from inside, outside, whatever you call it, but I think Gamble has to be there, 100%.
100% he does. And
why buy him if he's not going to play him?
He was bought to play in the halves before they bought Miller. So then they thought, halfway through last year, or just at December there, when they were going to buy Lockie Miller, or talk about it, when the rumours were, how bad would you feel? Yeah, I mean, you come to the club, new club.
And he loves it here.
That's right. And now he's not even playing at all.
I'd give it some time. I reckon if Phoenix has he's probably a top bloke. I've met him and don't know him personally, but
it's nothing personal. It's just as a team.
But I reckon give him another week, and if he doesn't have a great performance, I reckon you bring in Gamble.
As punters as we are, we just want to see the best makeup of the side.
That's right. Like Phoenix is a good player on his own, but at the moment they're just the pieces to this puzzle is it's got to be. And we got to be realistic here. Ponga's going to get injured.
Yes.
It's going to happen because players are going to target him. So then
100%.
Tyson Gamble will slide into 5'8". So he needs game time. He needs match fitness.
Exactly.
So this is why he should be on here too. Or even Origin time. Ponga's going to be picked for Queensland. So Gamble needs to... Or is O'Brien thinking Phoenix will slide into 5'8"?
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh.
If he slides into 5'8" at Origin time, I kid you not, Minion is going to do a nerdy run across the field.
Yes, Minion.
Let me know.
He's laughing
I won't
too.
be there that day.
But
if that happens, I'm going to take it.
I'll be away that week.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll be burning my membership.
But yeah, so...
We're just looking at the ins and outs of the teams. Look, there's only a couple. It's good to see Dan Gagai back in the team. Greg Marzu back in. I don't know who's...
he's in the squad
anyway. So
yeah,
sucks for Adam Elliott to be out. How long is he out for? Anyone know?
No.
Hasn't been said.
Well,
No one
hopefully
said,
speedy recovery because he had a great first game. We want to keep him back.
There's another bloke that's on the reserves list for the Tigers that actually played for the Knights too, who thought was pretty promising. Stafford Tower.
Yeah.
Was that centre
See,
winger?
there you go. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but
please do.
I'm just not impressed with Dane Laurie. To me, Stafford Toa would be better at fullback. Like, don't get me wrong, Dane Laurie's got a talent, but he's just not the right piece of the puzzle either for the Tigers. It's just not working. And you've got to have a decent one, 6, 7, and 9. And it's just
3 quarters.
You need to change it. Or even, Brett Naden, the fullback, and put Staines in the centre.
Laurie in the centres.
And Stafford in the centre. Sorry.
Also, I'll take off the bed and track. Special mention to Lockie Fitzgibbon this week, playing his 100th first grade game.
Yeah, hope they let him run out first.
Yeah, me too.
See, and too much of that doesn't get done.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the captains run out the team every week. Things like this, and then our first game back at, I'll call it Marathon because I always love it as that, but Energy Australia Stadium, they need to let Lockie run out first.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's another thing why I'm filthy too.
Everybody in that side, except for Lockie Fitzgibbon and maybe Jack Johns and Jack Everington, there's only a handful that are homegrown players.
That's right.
Well,
But another thing why I'm filthy too at the club is when you move players on, that's fine. That's part of the business. I understand that. But for Clemmer to not have, and it happened with Sione, a proper send-off, I mean, is absolute bullshit.
I agree with that.
You know, they go, oh, no, it just happened over. No, there should be stop where they can't. You know, they deserve that send-off. Like, the bloke still loves the club. I'll tell you that now. If we ever get him on there, and the first question I'll say, and I know because I've asked him, we've spoke to him, he loves the club. He did not want to go.
Yes.
So he still has a soft spot for the Knights. And I bet you ask him too, fondest memory of the Knights? When he got a standing ovation for getting 10 in the bin. Have you ever seen that ever?
No.
No.
Oh, maybe a couple of times.
I've
but
seen
not
a
too-
standing ovation. Oh, Cam Smith got a standing ovation one time
Yeah.
when he got to bid, but
Yeah.
and that was for the wrong reason.
Yeah, but it was for a good reason.
But
too.
I
Yeah,
just feel
true.
that what they've give to the club, they were robbed of a send-off. And Sione was too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I hope the Knights fans are not too hard on Clemmer this
they
weekend.
won't. They
No.
won't. No. I would say, yeah. Anyway, we'll take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. It's that time for the first time this year. It's Talking Schmidt and
Fucking schnit.
talking Schmidt, and who we got on the line?
Cam.
Good, Big Cam. How you going, buddy?
All right, mate.
Mate, you got Pugsley on the end. You got the Big Johnson. You got myself, the Minion, and Barboy Berkey.
Hey, crew, how is?
So,
Mate, how
good,
are you?
mate. So, what's your question for us this week, mate?
Yeah, just what you think of the combination between Jackson Hastings and Kalen Ponga?
Yeah. Well, we sort of a little touched on this a little bit earlier, but I think that in time it's going to come pretty well, all barring injuries. But I'd like to see Kalen take the line on a bit more. You know, rather than just passing game. He's got that step close to the line and dummy, and just mix his game up and keep the defence guessing.
If he gets more involved in the game, I reckon he's gonna develop into a brilliant 5'8".
Yeah, or we were talking about that before, and we think with Lockie Miller at the back, it's going to make that. But and then you bring your Tyson Gamble on at 14. We feel that it's just going to make a good combination all the way through, and he can also. You bring Tyson Gamble on at 14, and you got Kurt Mann at 13. Then you got Ponga and Hastings. You got all these ball attacking ability. So if they get stuck or caught somewhere, you got all these other ones on the park that can help out as well.
Yeah. So I reckon it's having all those four players is one of the best combinations that we could have in a long time.
Yeah, 100%. It's
Got to pick and stick.
yeah,
Pick and stick.
But definitely looking better than last year.
that's right, exactly. No worries, buddy. Hope that answered your question for you, and thanks for calling in, and hope you enjoy the show.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks for your call, Cam.
Thanks, mate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Corey.
G'day, Corey. How you going, mate?
Oh, not bad, boys. What are you up to?
How you going, mate?
Mate, what's your question for us this week?
Okay, the Dolphins are the new boys in town. They had the biggest upset of round one. Are they going to be a powerhouse to be reckoned with this season?
Jono.
I'm going to start with saying no, as in powerhouse. I don't see them as a top 4 team. I can see them fighting for that 8 spot or 7 to 8 spot, maybe just missing the 8, but that's as far as I'm willing to go.
Gary.
I think they might even go a bit further, just from Wayne Bennett. That's what I
Minion.
Yeah, I think after with Wayne Bennett there, I think they will be fine for that top 8 spot.
Corey.
No doubt they'll be a powerhouse in the future this year. Probably 12th.
I reckon they'll be. It's barring injuries and all that kind of thing. But if they play like they played on the weekend, I reckon they were just scraping in the 8. But a lot of it's got to do with injuries. But I think in the next few years you'll see the club really more successful. Especially when Christian Wolf, Wayne Bennett's a great coach, but I think he's sort of just laying the platform at the moment. And then Christian Wolf will come in 2 years' time and just take the club to that little bit.
More of it, eh? Like you've got like Tim Sheens at Balmain, and you've got Benji coming in. Like you've got these man managers that can, and then you've got these new young and like coaches that can, just people to keep an eye and look after them for a few years before they can go out on their own, branch out, and see where they can deliver.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Walker brothers get a run somewhere as a coach.
I reckon them next year at the Newcastle Knights, I reckon.
Oh, I'm not saying a word. But, yeah. I reckon, while we're on the subject of coaches, and we're all, Knights fans, who is the all-time greatest Newcastle Knights coach?
Mal Reilly.
100%.
Yeah,
I have to say Mike Hagan.
Hagan? Yeah.
Hagan.
Yeah, I'll go that, but I like Mal Reilly. Yeah, what he brought to the club and instilled in the club.
I know he didn't win a premiership, but I'm going to go back as far as Alan McMahon.
Yeah, true.
Now, these two teams will be playing for the Alan McMahon Cup this weekend. Knights and Tigers.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, mate, appreciate your call, and, thanks for calling. Hope you enjoy the show.
All right, keep it up, boys, and keep it going.
Too easy, champion. Thanks a lot.
Have a good night.
All right, see you, boys.
All right, guys, we're just going to keep it to 3 tonight. He'll get more next week. But, we might take a short break and be back shortly.
Oh, God.
All right, guys, and welcome back. And, it's that time of night again when we get into the tail end of the show, guys. But yeah, we've still got more to come. We're just slowly getting into it this year. We're going to get into more of the other teams and get into that. But don't forget, like we're saying about their fridge.
Yeah.
Get on, But also, while we're thinking of it, we're sponsoring a Fiji team this year. So they'll have their jerseys hopefully sometime through the year with our logo and a couple of other sponsors on it, and sending it over to the teams in Fiji. But plus, we've got a heap of old Knights footy jerseys we're going to send over as well. So
Also, I'd like to thank all our sponsors too. Last week, obviously, with complications there, we've all
back up on the screens now. So
Steak and Chops. We've got Sasquatch Entertainment.
we've got heaps.
Harry's,
the Gal, Purnell,
Liquidators.
Steak and Yum Yum,
Sayers Inc. Grand Matriarch, Gull. Let's get those guns going.
Harry's, and our major sponsor, Burton Automotive. But we'll finish the show up now, and bold prediction.
I'll start off. Penrith will beat South by 30 points.
Well, Latrell looks like mightn't be playing, so could be
Soft.
So I've got to go again now.
Start again.
All right. Well, let me see who else is going. Let's have a look.
All right, my bold prediction will be David Clemmer to have one of his best games for a long time to prove the Knights, to make stand up and say something against the Knights. This is what you're missing.
Mine's a bit the same. One's David Clemmer and Jacob Fafiti going at it to show Jacob that that's his jersey. Clemmer owns that number 8 jersey.
Souths to beat Penrith. That's all I'm going to say.
Bye, boy,
Gary. I just think Caelan will set up a couple of tries and score one himself.
Not bad.
Since my first prediction wasn't bold enough, the Bulldogs to beat the Storm in Melbourne by double digits.
Ooh.
Is that bold enough for all of you?
That's good.
That
That's
is
good.
very bold.
That sounds silly to me.
I was going to say, is that as bold as Minion?
So don't forget to head down to Harry's Schnitzels at Toronto now as well.
So open now.
Or Smita's hang out at Smita and the Crazy Ladies hang out at Thornton. The regulars there, but we're slowly getting into the thick of things now, and we'll have a fair few giveaways coming up throughout the year. But jump on this fridge; it's an absolute Pearl are great for the home or the man cave.
I just want one of those for myself.
It's a good size too.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but anyway.
But anyway, yeah, you can have it in any NRL team that you want. To be honest, there's a couple that look pretty good. Not as good as the Knights, obviously, but you know the Penrith one looks good, being black. I think it was the Melbourne Storm one looked pretty good. If you're one of them supporters, if you're that
Can
way.
you get them in like New South Wales or Queensland?
Oh, I'm not sure. Parramatta one didn't work real well.
As I said, it took 30 odd years to build it.
Anymore.
But they're pretty good. So yeah, jump on board, and if you want one, just follow the link. We'll have the link up. You can get one. But yeah, from the Bar Fridges Australia there. But
Looking good.
It's amazing. Looks amazing.
Yeah. So also, if you want a car, go see Burton Automotive. But that's us for the week. Bye, boy Gary.
Have a good night. I'm
Thanks
done.
for coming in. You're looking pretty good there. Hopefully your shirt will turn up next week.
Yeah,
Looking nice and fresh.
A new apron.
A new bib.
New bib for me.
Yeah, but
People call it apron.
liking it behind the bar.
I do.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a guest in there soon. But that's another thing too. If there's any sponsor out there, any beer sponsor out there, or anything that wants to sponsor the bar, we're getting low on beer. We've got some beer fans there, so yeah, and fill the fridge. But
Over in Berkey's Bar.
Berkey's Bar.
But yeah, hopefully we'll have a guest in the bar soon, drinking some beer, and that'll be good. But all right, get out and watch some football. Also, if you can't get to watch the game or watch it on TV, don't forget MG calling on Triple M. So listen to MG. MG will be back in a couple of weeks. He'll be in every few weeks when he can, because his media commitments and all that kind of stuff as well. So we're grateful just to have MG on board when we can, and I know he loved it and wants to come back, so I look forward to that soon. And we'll be out and about with our cameras soon for Talking Schnitt, which is
I'm looking forward to that, getting your schnitzel and talking to people.
yeah. So yeah, keep an eye out for us. So I think that's it. I've probably missed something, but until next week, we'll be all back next week.
Definitely will be.
Definitely will be.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for the warning. Anyway, till next week.
Once a night.
Always a night.
Good night.
Good night. Part 8.